converting off turnovers.
They shot lights out in the first 2 rounds. In the second round win over Iowa State, they shot 58% from the field.
Nice slip, finish.
Dion getting to the interior for the Duke.
Switching there takes you out of your sets. You're going to have to make plays, and Carr more than capable.
We are tied at 33. Pedulla spent a lot of the first half on the bench. Slam down, special delivery. Swing. 7 to shoot. Fiddler, pull up, short. Nice rebound. The box out there by Brakefield. Get it ahead for Pedulla. Watch opposite. Open look, Barnes.
And Pedulla. And Raph, that kid just made, but it's effective. They just find a way.
Morrell gets it in. Morrell will fire at the horn. It goes down, but that's it. Spartans.
Yep, not a foul. It was a tie-up, and here comes Ole Miss.
But Chapman brought the ball down and allowed them to tie him up. If he keeps that up, he's going to get an attempt at the rim.
Pedulla controlling on top. And now Brakefield and back to Murray. Lipsy is there defensively. He's a good one. Pedulla. Momcilovic will meet him on top. Dia 3. Rattles in. And they've got Dre Davis in the contest, and Pedulla will inbound. And trying to get free is Barnes. Across the lane, and he does.
Well, Barnes, expect them to go back to isolating him there.
He's been on smaller players, by the way, defensively most of the game. And on him. Oh, they go up high! It's one of those nights.
5 for 10 from the line. Jefferson's 3 for 7.
Pedulla is double. And Brakefield was coming off the side.
Cut.
You know, when Pedulla drives the ball in there and you get him to pick up the dribble, there's no reason to have 4 guys surrounding him.
It's caught. They're going to fire Morrell. It's a 3. They've got the headband on and celebrating their friend, their relative, son, brother, sister, like everybody there in support.
Now, does he have a headband endorsement?
If he doesn't, he will. They go inside, and it's easy with the... And now...
It's an 11-point game.
Well, the full court pressure is there. Pedulla
go to score.
Yep.
There we go.
They get TF.
He's got a lot of size. It could give Pedulla some problems tonight.
Now you got to run Pedulla off that 3-point line.
Wide open inside. Nice stuff. Pedulla the other way. 3rd team All-SEC.
And in North Carolina, they shot the 3 very well the other night, Kevin, as you indicated, but they can't just settle for 3s.
It's Murray. And back out to Pedulla with a fake and a drive and a thicket of defenders awaiting. Davis. It's a 3. It's the 2.
He's another guy who's really picked up his play as the season goes on. You saw right there, he's got great hands.
Well, he did a great job keeping the ball up right there. Ole Miss switches on everything. He had Pedulla on him, never brought it down.
Down low now. That's a look at their season right there. Ole Miss, they don't turn it over much. Guys have laid out this one. Pedulla will take it in and kick it out. Brakefield 3.
Ball to the basket, and that time Ole Miss just let him go. And we've seen Ole Miss make a defensive mistake like that very few times in this game.
Davis on top. Murray will be picked up by Davis. Brakefield on the fly.
Ivicic second in the SEC in blocks this year, and he can also knock down a 3, but he misses that one. Good pace in the first minute and a half. Up and down they go. They're just not hitting shots so far.
Ole Miss is really going to have to make a concerted effort on the glass in this game.
Boy, that is too open to leave Dia.
Seems very little chance he would come back.
Murray off the inbound and a great little
win in Tuscaloosa.
20-point lead for Florida with 6.5 to play. Here's Dia. Mid-range, knocks it down.
Side of the backboard. And you mentioned Ole Miss defense. The only thing about them, they don't always rebound the ball great. That's the emphasis in this game from Chris Beard.
That's why the turnover battle is so important. Ole Miss among the best teams in the country in turnover margin. Good look on the inside, and Jalen Juju. Murray and Pedulla have been able to play really well together. Ziegler got a little aggressive. Pedulla's got numbers 3-on-1, leaves it. Dia. But they don't need all of it.
I absolutely love that confidence by Gainey to miss one and come right back and in rhythm stick it.
Morrell beats him down the floor for the layup.
That is hard. Ziegler again hits that nail and steps back to tie this game up.
Oh, what a ball game.
Man.
Still 3 minutes to go. Little love tap from Pedulla to Ziegler as he tries to discard him. Zakai hits the deck. Open man in the corners. Morrell driving. Gainey, Matthew Morrell.
Physical drive.
Greatfield jockeying for position against Akbar. He sets a screen for Davis. Greatfield gets it inside and scores.
Oftentimes doesn't get enough credit. He's probably, in my opinion, the best screener in the SEC. He's always active, does a really good job. Guys engaged and caught up in the traffic to get some clean looks.
Greatfield, they were giving him that free throw jumper, now spinning. Made it a little more difficult. Fears another sidestep three. He's just taking bad shots, and Portamosi immediately goes to his bench. They get him out of the game.
High degree of difficulty.
Davis knocks down.
Passes to number 4. Yeah, just clear out that backside and take away the help and let Janai Broom pin his guy and throw it to the target hand. Really well done. Dia will throw the three and find the bottom. Doesn't come off quite as quick with a spin as you would expect.
Morrell, that's a good one. You know who wasn't concerned about the rotation? 2 run for Ole Miss. And Broom had that one knocked out of his hands. Pedulla, the extra pass is a good one. And watch out, Morrell knocks it.
One the other night. But the one team in the SEC that really scares me, well, I don't want to relax, but we go into Kentucky Saturday. That's going to be a hell of a game.
Yeah, but Florida came in here and won.
I know.
Maybe the most impressive
win energy in a rivalry game like that at home.
Well, that's something that you don't want to get a slow start today on the road. Packed house, loud crowd, and everything.
Matthew Morrell got a friendly bounce.
Opportunity off the offensive rebound.
Another steal. Pedulla, bounce pass to Breakfield.
Wow. Big, and they are deep.
Getting a little banged up there. Getting a little banged up.
Getting a little banged up. Need Alex Conant back.
Murray lines it up and rips it. Couldn't get there as Tyler Tanner's defending it, but he does let that one go off the mark to the left. Rebound off the hands of Dia. Corner 3 on the way is perfect from Davis.
Start there for Mississippi State. Hubbard can get it going, and he finds rhythm with his jump shot if he can knock one down early.
Starting 5 for the Ole Miss Rebels. That pass is tipped. Pedulla with a steal. Gets it back. 3-on-1 break for Ole Miss. And Morrell lays it in.
Not possession arrow they go to, and it will be Ole Miss basketball.
That's a tough break for Mississippi State, and it's a moment that Ole Miss has to capitalize.
There's the bucket plus the foul for Mikal Brown-Jones.
Breaker by Mississippi State. Head up, recognizing where the cutters were, find R.J. Melendez.
Melendez with 17.
The way that speaks to the point, and they've got the 10-6 advantage. South Carolina has looked inside often in the first few moments. Careless pass that time. Pedulla bounces it to Davis. Davis caught underneath. Spins into the double. Somehow fights free.
They really hurt you offensively.
Thomas to the rim. The lefty floater would not go. And Ole Miss once more a blur into the front court. How did Breakfield get free on?
And that's the shot South Carolina has to make when they collapse. They've got to knock down the open shot.
Murray Boyles denies Dre Davis that time. 12 on the timer. Coming up on the 2-minute mark. Intense battle in Columbia. Dia can stretch it. Dia buried.
LSU, the two young guys getting all the way to the rim. That's a good sign.
The two rookies, previously Miller, this time Gibbons. So it may take perhaps a double-figure performance from one of those two today. There's Murray, fourth for Ole Miss this season. They've got it now in the front court, down 5 after the miss with 1 minute to go in the first. Murray, little hesitation, had to pick up the dribble. Davis is open. That's a long 2, but connects.
I love it.
Now he has been the dependable veteran. Matt McMahon and the staff, they had to go out and get some veterans in the portal. There.
How difficult it is not to practice. Carr missed practice. Morrell, who Molly talked about at the top, misses practices and plays in games. That's a hard thing to do.
And now Kentucky, their first zone action by Kentucky. Mark Pope just trying to find an answer to switch this game, and it doesn't work.
As Owe tries to break down his man, he beats him, but he went instead with the right, not the left.
But the defensive pressure pursuit from behind forced Owe to go with that inside hand on that layup attempt.
Kel Brown James is into the game. He was on the floor. Now he's back up, and that's going to be a look at a three-point play.
And it'll let Williams operate one-on-one up top. He's a 7-foot point guard. Not on the finalist for the Cousy Award, by the way.
Yeah, Dia was open underneath. He could be, and they make another.
On your spot. And it has not happened for the visitors so far in this game.
Morrell, another ball fake, another 3, and another basket.
And he denied that this slow start is a hangover from that Arkansas loss, but you could see Pope incredibly disheartened. The energy was low for Kentucky, for all of them coming out of the locker room.
It was, Molly. Thank you very much. Ole Miss makes 8 threes a game this season. They had 9 in the first half. Just for some context on how dominant they were, and they had so many shots in the paint and at the rim. Easy. Dia, 3. It's starting again as he knocks down.
In college ball than Williams.
The season, Malik Dia had made 7 threes, I should say in conference. He's got 2 more tonight, and Morrell also finds Robinson on the defensive end. Jackson fires. That's short. And a run out for Pedulla. Crosses over Robinson, then pulls it back out. Right up, and that's a tough one. Kentucky's, for the first time tonight, feels like after trailing by 27 at one point in this game, to be this close is their first breath of fresh air, if you will.
Well, Mark Pope's play calls to start the second half are right on point, and that's what got their energy and their confidence back in this second half.
Pedulla's on the ground as they go to 10 on the shot clock. Stagnant offense this time from Ole Miss. 4 on the shot clock. Murray fires over Brea. Oh, that's a huge 3-point.
In. Both of these teams loaded with veterans. You have a very talented freshman in Pettiford for the Tigers. On the inbounds, Dia swoops inside for 2.
Dia's been extremely just unable to corral it. Dylan Cardwell in the right place at the right time, able to get the second chance points.
Sean Pedulla's been the hot hand with 18, leads all scorers.
The pass.
Oh, the dish and a layup and in by Matthew Morrell.
Shooters in the SEC. He was 10 for 10 in the win against Texas A&M. Trey Johnson in the last 17 minutes outscored A&M on his own, 24-18.
He was absolutely remarkable in that second half comeback win.
Finger roll, Jamin Brakefield. 9-0 Texas run. Beautiful feed, and Murray in with the big game winner with about 3 seconds to go. Quick double on the baseline to Kaluma. There's the adjustment for Ole Miss. It turns into a takeaway. Morrell gives it up. Jalen Murray finds Pedulla. And now back to Murray. Sidewinder 3 good.
And rise, that's not what you want if you're Ole Miss.
Pedulla guarded by Trey Johnson. Finds Dia. Dia with the good body control. That's his first. He's guarded by Morrell. And so they'll play 4-on-4. Kaluma puts up an air ball. Texas has consecutive wins. Brakefield down the paint. And he's able to finish.
7 rebounds a contest.
And Mark Mitchell, when he has the ball, is a downhill player, likes to attack the rim. Here's numbers for Ole Miss.
They get it to Brakefield. Brakefield strong off the glass. We're tied at 12. Pedulla brings it up for Ole Miss. Rebels trailing Mizzou by 7. Missouri extending the defense. He is in trouble, able to get it away to Dia. Dia spins in the lane and scores from 8 feet.
You got to get it to even, and then try to get a nervousness to the home crowd. Got to get it to Morrell right in the soft spot against that zone defense. Right there. Now make a play, and he does.
Goes down low to Brown Jones. They have cut the deficit to 5. But have not gotten any closer.
And talking to Chris Beard this morning, he has unbelievable respect for Dennis Gates and his staff after what they went through last year, how tough they played last year, and what they've done and made the adjustments this year to be as good as they are. Great pass.
Inside, Mikhail Brown Jones off the glass. They're good
to this team offensively and defensively. Now Ant Robinson comes back in at his lead guard position.
Missouri by 12. They're on a 14-5 run over almost 5 minutes.
And the Rebels need a bucket.
Dia,
nice.
Off the glass. 5 or more threes in a game. Morrell got the 3.
An absolute battle, just as Florida just escaped South Carolina moments ago with a big win against the Gamecocks. Ole Miss controls the tip. They've reverted to the starting lineup that they had before conference play. First play of the game. They tried to get it on the backside to this Texas A&M jam-packed defense, and it ends up in a corner 3, and it's good.
The amount of teams like Mississippi State that have come off a couple losses and the urgency they bring, it's just going to be a battle.
Brakefield knocks down that 3. Defensive rebounds yet again demoralizing to a defense. Defense has done a good job chasing. One of the guys off the line. Shot goes up, and you can't secure a rebound. That's where Mississippi State has lived. 7-0 run. Wow. And Dia. Ole Miss with no second chance points here. Brakefield. Extra pass, Dia from the corner is good. State needed that. This building needed that. The key now for Mississippi State is to extend that. They have not been able to get the stops they needed. He's got 16. Here's Brakefield. Another game.
Versus non-steal turnovers.
You've got to try to play in the middle of the court, and that's where you want it, but poor spacing for Alabama.
Pedulla dumps it off. Oh, and the jam by Malik Dia, who's really...
Ole Miss has been pretty good defensively, even though Alabama started to figure it out, but this is not going to be a low-scoring game. They've got to get something going offensively.
Nice flush on the feed from Pedulla. That in.
Good shot. He said, forget it. I'll go get it myself, leading to the foul.
Corner 3, good by Matthew Morrell. Sears with a shake. Pedulla rips it away. Defense travels for the Rebels. 3-on-2. Pedulla to Morrell. And he gets it to the rim.
At least you got a chance to get back, set your defense up, make Ole Miss work a little offensively.
Brakefield. Now Pedulla. Gets it to a cutter to the basket. What a move there by Miss comes away with the board. Four minutes in, 4 points on the board. Murray for a 3. Got it! Shot clock under 5. Down to 2. Gibbons contested. Hit the backboard. Ole Miss came away with it. Matt McMahon thought there was a foul on the shot. A lob into Dia. A reverse for 2.
Stick, man, rises and delivers.
Inside, Murray all alone. Got it to go on a back cut.
Fair, but guys like Wally Zerbiak and others were on there. Yet, you see the respect they had for analysts like myself.
I love Adam Zucker, but we can't get anybody at the rim. It's a big part of his growth as a finisher for Arkansas. Off the ball screen, Dia for three.
Love to see how that timeout went of, hey, Coach, I just wanted to set up a long ball for Ole Miss.
Davis with the jam. That's a play.
Dylan James gives it off to Montgomery. Has it blocked from behind. Stayed in bounds, and Pedulla grabbed the loose ball. Boy, what a block by Dre Davis. Davis thought about the three on the other end. Puts it on the deck. Gives it away. Pedulla guarded by Lawrence. Baseline drive. Pedulla dumps it off into the lane. Davis off the window. That's exactly. Into the paint, and an easy one there for David Ball.
And Sensei with the follow slam.
Big fella.
Off the make. Ole Miss trying to come back at him, and a three falls for Juju Murray.
With the Rebels playing two smaller point guards. Juju Murray, 5'11", Sean Pedulla, 6'1". If I'm the Tigers, I want to take advantage of that the entire game.
The freshman at 7'2" on the floor. Klafke with a hand in his face. 11 minutes to play in the second half. Throws up top for Cisse. Good defense by Dia.
Yeah, they saw it coming. This is where the Rebels typically will separate themselves or get back into a game between the 7 and 11 minute mark in the second half.
Pump fake, gets the bucket plus the
that time by Dane Danger.
Rolling off the screen, Burrell knocks down the three.
This is 1 for 6, too, to begin this second half. Klafke looking to change that. Rebound falls to Morrell. Here's Pedulla.
Good cut from Klafke on the weak side.
Davis got it.
And I got to think there's supposed to be a lot more starts in the future of that young man at Queens.
Jabril's on a 6-0 run by himself.
You just can't help off of him. You got to stay close. You got to make him score something off the dribble for the rest of the game.
Murray low post. Little smooch for Murray. Unbelievable when you think about it that way. Tips up in the air. Brente Noel and number 0 for Southern, and Malik Dia, number 0 for Ole Miss. It's won by the Rebels, and we're off and running in Oxford.
You're going to see a lot of toughness on the court tonight, both ends. Southern opens up in zone.
Sean Pedulla bounces to Dre Davis, who teardrops it in for Ole Miss. Dumasi gives to Thomas. Up against Brakefield, he misses.
Great vertical play from Brakefield.
Pedulla bounces to Murray. Bullseye.
Isn't that simple?
Manning goes to work on Pedulla. Steps back for the three. Way off the mark. Klafke saves it from going out of bounds. Brakefield up ahead to Pedulla. Behind the back, Brakefield. Oh, look out.
Good break for Ole Miss there.
Quick pass to Murray.
Great find for Pedulla.
Southern taking the first 8 points of this half. They cut the Ole Miss lead to just 1. What's changed? And maybe it's this right here.
Right there. I mean, Pedulla, what a great job of snapping his head. Usually leads to a bucket. It just happens all the time.
The score, Ole Miss in control, and the Rebels turn it over.
Yeah, Pedulla has great hands, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's why he leads the Rebels in assists. Really good pass. He's really got a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, Chris Beard talks about Malik Dia. He just says, I just enjoy the conversations I have with him. Pedulla races the other way after another steal. Gives to Murray.
God, Lane Harris was 1 rebound away from a double-double, 12 points, 9 rebounds. He also had a 2020 game earlier this year as Murray's left alone. Yes. Now Southern Miss 3 for 13 from outside the arc. They don't have the touch today.
You know, Montgomery has made a couple, but Ole Miss has contested it very, very well. Set play right after the halftime. They ran Ole Miss staff for really a nice drawn up set play. Another tough shot right there.
Watson falls into his bench. Ole Miss has numbers for the time being. Extra pass to Murray. Bullseye.
That's exactly how you want to start. Armstrong meets out
pressure. Sean Pedulla, 2-on-1, kicks to Barnes. Freshman of the year, knocks it down. Ties this game at 33.
I mean, he and Browning are talents. I mean, Bass is a talent. Like I said, he's been up and down. This is where they need to play through right here. Yep, that's it. They need to start going that ball to post.
Trying to get the reverse layup. The Lions from distance, off the mark for Jackson. And Murray skies in for the rebound.
Should have an opportunity right here to get something cheap.
Break field, and one. Country 2 and assist to turnover ratio. That is remarkable. You know, I mean, when you bring in those two guys, Murray and Pedulla, they embrace being teammates. And, you know, sometimes you look at that competition as a negative thing, but those guys said, no negativity here. We want to learn from each other and learn how we can make this team better.
Great play out of timeout right there. Great play.
Chris Beard told us this afternoon that his team cannot give up offensive rebounds, and Louisville got to the line after an offensive rebound.
5-4 Ole Miss. Here's Pedulla with the drive and kick, and a 3-ball is good. Boy, Dre Davis.
But again, you see Ole Miss getting into the lane and creating a wide open shot opportunity.
Two-man game with Pedulla and Dia. Edwards trying to stay in front of Pedulla defensively. There's a bounce pass. Davis the catch and dunk. 7 for Dre Davis. It's ahead of a minute to go. Pedulla rolls it down on the bounce pass for Brown Jones. 7 to shoot. Murray a 3. How about Juju Murray? ESPN out. Ole Miss had gone back to the biggest lead of the ball game, a dozen. Been cut down to 11 after Hepburn got 1 of 2. Murray for Pedulla. Brakefield calling for the ball in a mismatch against Smith. Foul line, here's Barnes. And the roll, good. Hepburn working out of the corner. Brakefield there defensively. And now the pass for Smith is stolen by Pedulla. Sean to the front court. Kick for Klafke's 3. Got it. Eduardo Klafke to Noah Waterman. Works all the way through. Slips it for Smith's 3. That'll spin out. And a tough night from behind the three-point line, and a tough night shooting period for Louisville continues.
Well, Ole Miss's defense, I think, just has Louisville playing just a beat faster than they want to play. That looked like a hurried three-point shot, even though he was open.
Klafke, a high-arcing 3 is good. Eduardo
just shooting threes.
Rain Smith on the drive, and that got deflected away. They'll roll to the deck, and Dia finds it. Pedulla out of the right corner, Murray, and it drops in.
Once finished to Kaufman Rim.
Well, Braden Smith is just a wizard the way that he manipulates games.
Now Pedulla racing up the floor. Purdue got back. He tries again.
Same thing. Boy, Trayley backing up before that even hit the back iron.
Now 5 of 8 at the line tonight is Kaufman Rim. Davis corner pocket 3, and Ole Miss now.
16 a game, 45 from the field, 43 from 3.
Kicks it out. Morrell off the fake. Resets for 3.
Big to get hit. But Pedulla just reading that backside and took the lob away.
And Ole Miss has been great forcing turnovers through 5 games, forcing 18 opposing turnovers per game. Dia down low.
Look at the spacing.
Watch every game, no matter the time difference. They're watching their son as we speak.
I think as Americans, when you think about basketball, you don't appreciate how difficult that can be until you go play overseas. And you're staying up until all hours of the night to either watch your school or your team or your friends or whatever.
Pedulla leaves it baseline, and the floater falls for Brown Jones. Great basketball right there for BYU.
Ole Miss is trying to switch everything on that and under out of bounds. Cato with a great slip, and then how about the touch to pass that off?
Ole Miss with the ball down 10. Pedulla in the paint. That's a pass for Davis.
Ole Miss's best off.
Ask it, coach. He can shoot the 3.
Well, that's one thing he really hasn't shown. He hasn't practiced, but he'll get that thing going from 3. as the season goes forward.
Sean Pedulla down to the deck, saves the possession for Ole Miss, and a teardrop shot up and in.
Right here.
McBride on the crossover. Spins and turns, throws to Pedulla.
Really good help.
Pedulla's third steal tonight, over his per-game average of 2.5. Dia steps back. He gets one.
2 points off turnovers, 31 to 21 rebounding. So right now, that's just the stat of the game. It's just ball security. If Oral Roberts can go back and just get that problem taken care of, they're going to really have a chance to really win some games in their league.
Jamin Brakefield, a little bully ball, and an and
I think he's going to be a terrific player.
Klafke from Brazil, prepped at the NBA Academy Latin America, ranked 120 in the nation by On3 in the 7th best combo guard in the 2024 class.
First time Colorado State all year long has shown zone. Sure, they took something out of the South Alabama game. Could have had their way. Mikael Brown-Jones, that's where he's rhythm, just kind of at a mid-range shot right there.
4 Ole Miss Rebels with 7 points as Jorgensen loses the ball. Pedulla lobs to Dia. Another 3 up in the air, South Alabama. All of a sudden, they're starting to find their groove.
Tell you what, that guy right there can shoot it. He gets it off really quick. And like I said, he has a high catch and release point.
Brown has 2 made threes tonight.
Not getting a lot of action. His kind of goes 1-1-3, and the offside wing really comes. Great skip pass to the corner. Great pass by Pedulla. Good shot from Barnes.
Pedulla lobs to Brakefield. Kisses it home.
Mini 6-0 run.
This small lineup has served them well. Jake with Jamin at the 5. Going right to their cutting motion.
Murray wide open, cashes in. Possession to Ole Miss.
That was an active defensive possession. Even Dia came on late. Now Pedulla's pushing the pace. See if they go back, going back to their 4 game, back to motion. I like this offense right here.
Pedulla gets the screen from Dia.
Bill Self has really started running this a lot at Kansas years ago. We ran it here at Ole Miss and even ran it at Middle Tennessee. Just a great way for ball movement. Oh, really good way to end the clock. What a pass from Pedulla.
And they count it.
Good job. There's Davis right there.
Up against Murray.
Great hands by Murray.
Yeah, swatted away.
There you go. Klafke first on the floor.
Malik Dia draws the foul. Swishes it in, too.